Have you ever wondered how some leaders manage to achieve so much facing unimaginable challenges? And more importantly, what can we learn from them? Today, we're talking about one of the greatest kings in history, someone who left a legacy of wisdom and prosperity, King David. But what made David not just a powerful leader, but also an eternal example of how to manage wealth and live with purpose? What was behind his victories and, perhaps, the moments of failure that he turned into lessons for all of us? King David wasn't just a man of battles. He was also a man of strategy, faith, and above all, patience. Just imagine facing giants, ruling a nation, and still having the wisdom to manage resources impeccably. But have you ever stopped to think, how did he do that? Was it luck, or is there something much bigger behind his decisions? David shows us that prosperity isn't just about luck or skill. It's about knowing when to act and how to prepare. He taught us the importance of seeking wise counsel, making decisions calmly, and always honoring God in every action. Now, let me ask you, are you making your financial decisions in the same way? Or are you rushing, feeling the pressure from the outside, without thinking about the long-term consequences? Maybe you've asked yourself before, am I on the right path? Or what am I doing wrong? Well, David had his moments of doubt too, but he knew where to seek guidance. And it's exactly this search that made him one of the greatest kings of all time. Are you willing to seek that wisdom too? Looking at David's life, it's clear that he understood the power of surrounding himself with wise people and acting with patience. Prosperity didn't come to him overnight. So why should it be any different for you? Now that we understand the importance of wisdom from King David's life, let's think about something crucial. How many times have you made a financial decision in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later? Maybe it was an investment that seemed like a sure thing. Or maybe it was a purchase that felt necessary at the time but later weighed on you like a burden. Impulsive decisions, why do we make them? Why does it feel so tempting to jump into something without fully thinking it through? The truth is, in today's world, we're constantly bombarded with opportunities. We're told to act fast, to seize the moment, to not miss out. But here's the question, is moving quickly always the wisest choice? In Proverbs 21 verse 20, it says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." What does this mean for you? It's a clear message. The wise person plans, saves, and prepares for the future. The fool, however, consumes everything in a rush, without thinking about tomorrow. Imagine this. You've worked hard to save up some money, but then an exciting new opportunity appears. Maybe it's a friend talking about an investment with huge returns, or maybe it's something you've always wanted to buy. You feel the pressure. If you don't act now, you might miss out, right? But hold on. Is this how King David made decisions? Is this how the wisest leaders handle their resources? What if, instead of jumping in, you paused? What if you took the time to seek wise counsel, to ask yourself, is this the right choice for me long term? David understood the importance of avoiding impulsive actions. He didn't let the pressure of the moment dictate his decisions. And you don't have to either. You see, many people fall into financial traps because they believe the lie that success must come quickly. But true wealth, real prosperity, it's built over time, through patience and careful planning. Have you ever found yourself rushing into an investment or a big purchase because it felt like that's perfect opportunity? How did it turn out? If we're honest, those moments often lead to regret. Because without wisdom, even the best opportunities can turn into burdens. So how can you avoid these financial mistakes? The answer lies in patience and discipline. King David knew the importance of delayed gratification. He wasn't in a rush to seize wealth or power. He trusted in the process, knowing that with time, careful planning, and God's guidance, the right opportunities would come, and they would be worth waiting for. This brings us to a crucial point. Don't let fear push you into impulsive decisions. Have you ever felt that nervous energy, that anxiety that tells you if you don't act now, you'll miss out? This fear of missing out can drive you to make hasty choices. But here's a secret: opportunities will always come, especially for those who are prepared. David wasn't driven by fear, he was driven by faith. And that's a lesson for all of us. Faith over fear. Think about it. The next time you're faced with a big decision, whether it's an investment, a purchase, or even a career move, ask yourself, am I being led by wisdom or by fear? If there's even a hint of hesitation, take a step back. There's power in waiting, in seeking clarity, and in allowing time to reveal what is truly best for you. And here's something else to consider: not every opportunity is meant for you. Just because something looks good on the surface doesn't mean it aligns with your goals or your values. One of the biggest financial mistakes people make is trying to chase every opportunity. They spread themselves too thin, chasing after short-term gains, only to end up exhausted and broke. But King David teaches us the value of focus. He wasn't distracted by every opportunity that came his way. He knew his purpose and he stayed committed to it. What about you? Are you focused on your long-term financial goals? Or are you getting sidetracked by every shiny new thing that comes along? It's time to ask yourself, am I making decisions based on wisdom and purpose? Or am I just reacting to the latest trend? Let's bring this back to the biblical principle from Proverbs 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. It's a powerful word. It implies rushing, not thinking things through, making decisions based on emotion rather than logic or faith. How often do we let haste dictate our financial choices? And how often does that lead us straight into the arms of regret? What if, instead, we embrace diligence? What if we followed the example of King David and took the time to reflect, to pray, and to seek counsel before making any big financial moves? This is where true prosperity begins, not in chasing quick gains, but in building a foundation that lasts. David's life wasn't about quick wins. It was about steady, consistent growth. It was about avoiding the pitfalls of impulsive decisions and trusting in God's timing. And here's the thing, you can apply these same principles to your own life. You don't have to rush. You don't have to be led by fear. You can be diligent, patient, and wise just like David. Now that we've looked at how impulsive decisions can be harmful, let's talk about something just as important: how to invest with patience and wisdom. Have you ever thought about why some people seem to accumulate wealth steadily over time, while others struggle no matter how hard they work? Is it just luck, or is there a deeper principle at play? King David teaches us that wealth isn't something to be pursued recklessly. It's something that grows through careful, strategic decisions, decisions rooted in patience, wisdom, and a long-term vision. But what does that really mean? And how can you apply these ancient principles to your modern financial life? Let's start by thinking about diversification. Imagine a farmer planting crops. Would he plant his entire field with only one type of seed, hoping for the best? Of course not. He knows that different crops yield at different times, and some may not survive the elements. By planting a variety of seeds, he ensures that even if one crop fails, others will thrive. This is the essence of diversification. Ecclesiastes 11 verses 1 to 2 puts it this way: "Cast your bread upon the waters, for after many days you will find it again. Give portions to 7, yes to 8, for you do not know what disaster may come upon the land." The message here is clear: don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your resources wisely because the future is uncertain and diversity offers protection. But how often do we make the mistake of putting all our hopes in a single opportunity? Whether it's an investment, a job, or even a personal project, we sometimes get so focused on one thing that we forget about the importance of balance. Have you ever been there? All your energy, all your money, all your time focused on one outcome, hoping it will work out. And if it doesn't, the disappointment is crushing. King David understood this. His approach wasn't to chase after just one battle or one source of wealth. He knew that prosperity came from building multiple strengths over time, from making sure that no single failure could bring everything crashing down. This is the principle of diversification, and it applies just as much to your financial life today as it did to the battles and decisions David faced. So, let me ask you, how diversified are your investments? Are you relying too heavily on one source of income or one type of investment? What would happen if that single source failed? These are important questions to reflect on because building true wealth means preparing for the unexpected. But diversification alone isn't enough. It must be paired with something even more powerful, patience. And that's where many of us struggle, isn't it? We live in a world that demands instant results. We want to see immediate returns on our investments, immediate success, and immediate progress. But true wealth, the kind that lasts, doesn't work that way. Think of King David again. His journey to the throne wasn't quick or easy. He was anointed as king while still a young shepherd, but it took many years before he actually ascended to the throne. During that time, he faced immense challenges and setbacks. But did he give up? Did he try to rush the process? David understood that greatness takes time, and so does wealth. Have you ever planted a seed and expected it to grow overnight? Of course not. You know that growth is a process. It takes time for the roots to establish themselves, for the seed to sprout, and for the plant to eventually bear fruit. Your financial life works the same way. The seeds you plant today, whether they are investments, career decisions, or personal projects, will take time to grow. But here's the key: if you're patient and nurture them, they will eventually bear fruit. Let me give you an example. Imagine you invest in the stock market. You buy shares in a company that you believe in, hoping to see your investment grow. But after a few months, the market dips, and the value of your shares drops. What do? Do you panic and sell, locking in your losses? Or do you trust in the long-term potential of your investment and hold on, knowing that markets rise and fall but tend to grow over time? The wise choice, of course, is to hold on, to have patience. And this is where David's wisdom comes into play. He didn't panic when things didn't go his way. He didn't give up when the path to success was longer or harder than expected. He trusted in the process, in God's plan, and in the eventual rewards that would come from his patience and perseverance. And you can do the same. Long-term vision is what sets successful people apart from those who struggle. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day ups and downs, to react to every piece of news, and to make decisions based on short-term emotions. But the Bible teaches us to take a longer view. Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty, surely to poverty." In other words, slow and steady wins the race. It's the diligent, patient planners who eventually prosper, while those who rush into things often end up empty-handed. Think about this in your own life. Are you playing the long game, or are you constantly chasing after quick wins? Are you investing in things that will grow over time, or are you looking for instant gratification? And more importantly, do you have the patience to wait for your investments to mature? David's life teaches us that success is a journey, not a destination. It's about making wise decisions every step of the way, being patient when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like, and trusting that with time, the rewards will come. But the question is, can you have that same faith in your own financial journey? Can you trust the process, even when the results aren't immediate? The truth is, most people give up too soon. They plant their seeds, but when they don't see instant results, they abandon them. But not you. You're learning from the wisdom of King David, and you know that real wealth is built over time. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about making decisions that will lead to lasting prosperity. So the next time you feel frustrated by the slow pace of your financial growth, remember this: it's not about how fast you get there, it's about staying on the right path. Diversify your investments, be patient with the process, and trust that, just like King David, your diligence and wisdom will eventually lead you to a place of abundance. Now that we've talked about patience, diversification, and long-term vision, let's address something even more fundamental, you. Because no matter how wise your investments are, no matter how patient you are in waiting for your wealth to grow, none of it matters if you don't first invest in yourself. Have you ever asked yourself, am I truly prepared to handle the success I desire? You see, so often we focus on external factors: the economy, the stock market, real estate, opportunities in business. But the real key to lasting success is internal. It's about who you are becoming along the way. And this is something King David understood deeply. David's success wasn't just about his strategic mind or his victories in battle. It was rooted in his personal growth, his willingness to continuously develop himself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. He wasn't afraid to learn from his mistakes, to seek wisdom, and to invest time and effort in becoming the best version of himself. Are you doing the same? Let's think about this. If you're constantly seeking growth and improvement, if you're always learning and expanding your skills, how can you not succeed? But if you're stagnant, if you're relying only on what you already know, if you're resisting change, how can you expect different results? Proverbs 4 verse 7 tells us, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore, get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding." What does this mean? It's a call to constantly seek wisdom, to never stop learning, to be in a state of continuous personal development. Because the truth is, the person you are today is not the person who will achieve your future goals. You need to grow into that person. And the only way to do that is by investing in yourself. But let me ask you, when was the last time you truly invested in your own development? I'm not talking about just reading a book or taking a course. I'm talking about a deep, ongoing commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. King David didn't just rely on his natural talents, he constantly sought growth, and that's why he was able to rise from being a shepherd boy to a king. Personal development isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about transforming yourself from the inside out. It's about asking the hard questions: what are my weaknesses? Where do I need to improve? How can I become more disciplined, more focused, more resilient? This is the real work, the work that most people avoid because it's uncomfortable. But it's also the work that leads to greatness. Let's take a moment to reflect on one of the greatest lessons from David's life, his ability to learn from his failures. David wasn't perfect. He made mistakes, some of them very public, some of them costly, but he didn't let those mistakes define him. Instead, he used them as opportunities for growth. And that's a powerful lesson for all of us. Are you willing to learn from your failures? Or do you let them hold you back? It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. Maybe you've invested time and money into a project that didn't work out, or maybe you've taken risks that didn't pay off. But here's the truth: those setbacks are only failures if you refuse to learn from them. Every failure is a lesson in disguise, an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for future success. David understood this, and he didn't shy away from his mistakes. He confronted them, learned from them, and came back stronger each time. What about you? Are you using your setbacks as stepping stones to greatness, or are you allowing them to keep you stuck in place? Now, let's talk about something even more fundamental to your personal development: discipline. It's not enough to seek wisdom or learn new skills. You need the discipline to apply what you learn. How disciplined are you in your daily life? Are you consistent in your efforts, or do you find yourself giving up when things get hard? King David was a man of great discipline. He knew that success wasn't built overnight, and it wasn't built by taking shortcuts. It was built through consistent, daily effort. Are you putting in the effort every day to grow? Are you disciplined in how you manage your time, your energy, and your resources? Because here's the thing: without discipline, even the best strategies will fail. Think about this for a moment. The most successful people in the world, whether they're athletes, entrepreneurs, or leaders, share one common trait: they're disciplined. They don't rely on motivation or fleeting bursts of inspiration. They have a routine, a system, a way of operating that ensures they're always making progress, no matter how small. But discipline isn't easy, is it? It requires sacrifice. It means waking up early to work on your goals when everyone else is sleeping. It means saying no to distractions, no to immediate gratification, and no to anything that doesn't serve your long-term vision. Are you willing to make those sacrifices? Personal development is a journey. It's not something you do once and then forget about. It's a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. But here's the exciting part: the more you invest in yourself, the more opportunities will open up for you. As you grow, your capacity to succeed grows. As you develop new skills and gain new wisdom, you become someone who attracts success rather than someone who chases it. Think about that for a moment. What kind of person are you becoming? Are you someone who is constantly growing, evolving, and expanding your potential? Or are you staying in your comfort zone, hoping for success to come to you? King David knew that staying comfortable wasn't an option. He was always moving forward, always seeking new ways to grow. And here's something even more powerful: personal development isn't just about you. As you grow, you have the ability to impact those around you: your family, your friends, your community. King David's growth didn't just elevate him, it elevated an entire nation. Who are you lifting up as you grow? This is the beauty of investing in yourself. It's not just about your success. It's about how your growth can inspire and uplift those around you. When you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, you become a light for others, showing them what's possible. So, let me ask you, are you ready to make that commitment? Are you ready to invest in your own growth, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of those who look up to you? Because here's the truth: the more you grow, the more you can give. And isn't that what life is really about? As we continue this journey of wisdom and self-discovery, we must now address a critical, yet often overlooked, aspect of success: your health and your relationships. You see, when we think about wealth and financial prosperity, we often focus solely on numbers, investments, income, assets. But the truth is, there are two pillars that silently support your financial success: your health and the quality of your relationships. Without these two, even the best financial plans can crumble. Let me ask you something: how much would your wealth be worth if your health failed? What would you gain from financial prosperity if you had no one to share it with? Think about it. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of wealth, to chase after more money, more opportunities, and more success. But what happens when your body or mind can no longer keep up? King David understood the importance of keeping his body strong, his mind sharp, and his relationships healthy. He knew that prosperity wasn't just about accumulating wealth. It was about being able to enjoy that wealth, to live long enough and well enough to see the fruits of his labor. And what about you? How are you taking care of your most valuable asset, your health? The Bible is full of wisdom about the importance of maintaining balance, both in our bodies and in our relationships. Proverbs 17 verse 22 says, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." What does this mean? It means that your physical health and emotional well-being are intertwined. If you're stressed, anxious, or burdened by toxic relationships, it doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your body. And if your body is worn down, how can you expect to thrive financially? You've heard it said, health is wealth. But how often do we truly live by this principle? How often do we prioritize our health with the same intensity that we prioritize our financial goals? The truth is, it's all connected. Your energy, your focus, your resilience, all of these come from a healthy body and a peaceful mind. Without them, even the greatest financial opportunities can slip through your fingers because you simply won't have the strength to seize them. Think about it this way. A high-performance car is only as good as the engine inside it. No matter how shiny the exterior, if the engine is weak or broken, it won't go very far. Your body is that engine. It's what drives you through the ups and downs of life, through the challenges and the victories. But are you fueling it properly? Are you maintaining it with rest, exercise, and proper care? Let me tell you a story. Many successful people, after years of hard work and dedication, reach the pinnacle of their careers only to find that their health has deteriorated. They've burned the candle at both ends, late nights, endless stress, no time for rest or relaxation, and now, just as they've achieved the success they've been working toward, they no longer have the health to enjoy. What a tragedy! Are you heading down that path? If you neglect your health in the pursuit of wealth, you may eventually find yourself with financial success but unable to enjoy the fruits of your labor. King David was wise enough to know that true prosperity comes from balance, from nurturing both your body and your spirit. He didn't just focus on building wealth. He focused on building a life that was rich in every sense of the word. And that brings us to relationships. Who are the people you surround yourself with? Have you ever heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? It's true. The people in your life have a profound influence on your success, both financially and personally. But here's the question. Are the people in your life lifting you up, or are they pulling you down? Let's turn to another piece of wisdom from Proverbs 13 verse 20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. The people you spend time with will either elevate you or drag you down. They can either inspire you to reach for greatness, or they can sow seeds of doubt, negativity, and self-sabotage. Who are you walking with? King David surrounded himself with wise advisors, people who challenged him, supported him, and held him accountable. But he also knew how to maintain healthy relationships, even in difficult times. He wasn't just concerned with his own success, he sought to uplift those around him. And that's a lesson we can all learn from. Now, let's consider the power of partnerships in your financial life. Whether it's a business partner, a mentor, or a spouse, the quality of your relationships can directly impact your financial success. Have you ever tried to achieve something important while feeling unsupported or misunderstood by the people around you? It's like trying to swim with weights tied to your ankles. It's exhausting and eventually you'll sink. Who is supporting you on your journey? Are they pushing you toward your goals, or are they pulling you back into complacency? Sometimes, in order to grow, you need to make tough choices about the people in your life. It's not easy, but if you want to achieve your fullest potential, you need to surround yourself with people who believe in you, who share your values, and who challenge you to be the best version of yourself. Think about the relationships in your life right now. Are they nourishing you, or are they draining you? Are they helping you become the person you need to be to achieve your goals? Or are they keeping you stuck in old habits and patterns? Sometimes, the hardest decisions we make aren't about money or investments. They're about the people we allow into our lives. This is why community is so important. In Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 to 10, we read, "Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." The message here is simple: we're stronger together. But it's not just about having any community, it's about having the right community. The people who will lift you up when you fall, the people who will celebrate your wins and support you through your losses. Building and maintaining healthy relationships takes effort, just like managing your health or growing your wealth. Are you putting in that effort? Are you nurturing the relationships that matter? And are you letting go of the ones that are holding you back? Because here's the truth: your financial success isn't just about your individual efforts. It's about the network of people who support you, believe in you, and walk with you on this journey. And let's not forget, the relationships you build today can open doors for tomorrow. The opportunities you seek may very well come through the people you know, the people who trust you and believe in your vision. Your network is your net worth, as the saying goes. Are you cultivating that network with intention? But here's the catch: relationships, like health, require maintenance. It's not enough to just connect with people. You have to invest time, energy, and care into those relationships. You have to be intentional about building trust, showing support, and being there for others just as they are for you. Are you doing that? King David knew the importance of his relationships. He knew that his success wasn't just his own. It was the result of the people who stood by him, who advised him, and who helped him become the man he was meant to be. And this is a lesson we must all take to heart. So, as you continue on your path to financial success, ask yourself, am I nurturing my health, both physical and emotional? And am I surrounding myself with people who lift me up, who challenge me to grow, and who support me on my journey? Because at the end of the day, your financial success is only as strong as the foundation you build it on. And that foundation is made up of your health and your relationships. Now that we've uncovered the importance of health and relationships in your journey toward success, it's time to talk about one of the most crucial elements of all: the value of having a mentor. You see, no matter how talented or hardworking you are, there's one thing you simply cannot buy, and that's experience. But what if you could learn from the experience of others? What if you could shorten your learning curve, avoid costly mistakes, and accelerate your path to success by having someone guide you who's already walked the road ahead of you? That's the power of mentorship. Let me ask you this: do you have someone in your life right now who is guiding you? Someone who is helping you make wiser decisions and challenging you to grow? If not, you could be missing out on one of the most valuable tools for personal and financial growth. Think about this for a moment. Every great leader in history, whether it's in business, politics, sports, or any other field, has had a mentor. Even King David, one of the greatest leaders of all time, had people in his life who guided him. Samuel, Nathan, and even his close friend Jonathan provided wisdom and insight that helped David become the king he was destined to be. David wasn't born with all the answers. He didn't achieve greatness on his own. He had mentors who helped him see what he couldn't see on his own. But why is mentorship so important? Why can't you just figure it out on your own? The answer is simple: blind spots. No matter how smart, experienced, or capable you are, we all have blind spots, areas where we lack clarity, where we make mistakes, or where we simply don't know what we don't know. A mentor helps to illuminate those blind spots. They offer a perspective that you can't see on your own because they've already been where you are. Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." This is one of the greatest pieces of wisdom the Bible offers when it comes to mentorship. When you walk with someone who is wise, their wisdom rubs off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who don't have the knowledge or experience to guide you, you'll suffer the consequences. Now, here's the thing. Finding a mentor isn't just about finding someone who's successful. It's about finding someone who aligns with your values, someone who sees your potential and is willing to invest in you, not just in terms of time, but emotionally and spiritually. Do you have someone like that in your life? Many people make the mistake of thinking they don't need a mentor. They think they can figure things out on their own, that their path to success is theirs alone. But even the most successful people in the world will tell you that mentorship is one of the key reasons they got to where they are. Why take the long, difficult road when you can follow the guidance of someone who's already been there? Think about it this way. A mentor is like a compass in a dense forest. Without a compass, you could wander for hours, days, or even years, trying to find your way. You might eventually get to your destination, but not without a lot of wrong turns, dead ends, and wasted time. But with a mentor as your compass, you can navigate through the challenges and obstacles much more efficiently. Isn't that what you want? But here's the key. A mentor doesn't just give you answers. They challenge you to think differently. They push you out of your comfort zone. They ask the tough questions that make you reevaluate your decisions and habits. A great mentor isn't there to make you feel comfortable. They're there to help you grow. Let's take a moment to think about the mentors in David's life. Samuel, who anointed David as king when he was just a young shepherd, saw potential in him long before David saw it in himself. Samuel wasn't just a spiritual guide. He was someone who helped David understand his purpose. And then there was Nathan, who didn't shy away from confronting David when he made mistakes. Nathan's tough love helped David course correct when he had gone astray. Who in your life is helping you see your potential? Who is holding you accountable when you stray from your path? Mentorship is about more than just advice. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be through the wisdom and guidance of someone who's been where you are. Are you open to that kind of transformation? Or are you too set in your ways to accept help? Sometimes, the hardest part about finding a mentor is admitting that you need one. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that needing guidance is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, seeking out a mentor is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your future. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're willing to learn, to grow, and to become better than you are today. Let me ask you this. Who is the person you admire most in your field? What if you could learn from them directly? What if they could teach you everything they've learned from their years of experience, their successes, and, more importantly, their failures? That's the power of mentorship. And it doesn't stop with just having a mentor. Mentorship is a two-way street. It's not just about receiving, it's about giving back. The best mentor-mentee relationships are built on mutual respect and a shared vision for growth. Your mentor isn't just there to serve you, they're there to walk alongside you on your journey. Think about this for a moment. What could you accomplish if you had the right mentor in your corner? Someone who believed in you, who challenged you, who held you accountable to your highest potential. Someone who could help you avoid the mistakes they made and guide you toward the opportunities you might not even see yet? This is the kind of relationship that can change your life. But here's the catch. Mentorship isn't passive. You have to seek it out. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, to ask for guidance, and to be humble enough to accept it. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 15 verse 22, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." In other words, your success isn't just about you, it's about the people you surround yourself with. Are you seeking out the right counsel? Maybe you're thinking, "But I don't know anyone who could be my mentor." Or, "Why would someone successful want to help me?" Here's the thing. Successful people often want to give back. They understand the value of mentorship because they've had mentors themselves. They know how much it helped them, and they want to pass that wisdom on to others. But you have to be willing to ask. Are you willing to take that first step? It might feel intimidating at first. But here's the truth. Mentors aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for someone who's committed, who's hungry for growth, and who's willing to put in the work. Are you that person? If you are, then you have everything you need to find the mentor who will help guide you to the next level. But it doesn't stop there. Once you've learned from your mentor, you have a responsibility to pass that knowledge on to others. Just as King David was guided by wise mentors and advisors, he, in turn, became a mentor to those who followed him. This is the cycle of growth and wisdom. It doesn't stop with you. Are you ready to pass on what you've learned? Because here's the secret. The more you teach others, the more you grow yourself. Mentorship isn't just about receiving wisdom. It's about creating a legacy. It's about building something greater than yourself, something that will last long after you're gone. What kind of legacy are you building? As we reach the final point of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've learned so far. We've explored the wisdom of King David, his patience, his discipline, his focus on personal growth, the importance of relationships and health, and the transformative power of mentorship. But now, it's time to bring all these lessons together with one ultimate question. How do you apply these biblical lessons to achieve true prosperity in your life? You see, everything we've discussed has been building toward this moment. It's not enough to simply learn these principles. Knowledge alone won't change your life. It's the application of these timeless truths that creates transformation. The Bible isn't just a book of stories or moral lessons. It's a guidebook for living a prosperous, abundant life. But here's the thing. The wisdom it contains is only powerful if you put it into practice. Let me ask you, are you ready to take action? Are you ready to stop simply knowing what you need to do and start doing it? Because that's where the magic happens. That's where lives change, where dreams come true, and where real prosperity begins. Proverbs 16 verse 3 tells us, "Commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established." This is the foundation of everything we've discussed. Whatever you do, whatever you build, commit it first to God. When you align your goals, your plans, and your actions with His wisdom, there is no limit to the prosperity you can achieve. But the key is in the commitment. So, let's break it down. What does it look like to commit to these biblical lessons in a way that leads to true prosperity? First, it starts with discipline. King David wasn't a man who sought shortcuts. He didn't rush into decisions without thought. He waited, he planned, and he acted with wisdom and foresight. What about you? Are you disciplined in your approach to life? Or are you chasing quick wins, hoping for success without putting in the real work? Discipline means showing up every single day, even when it's hard. It means pushing through the discomfort, the obstacles, and the setbacks. It means doing the things that others aren't willing to do so that you can live the life others only dream of. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about developing the daily habits that will move you closer to your goals, whether it's in your finances, your health, your relationships, or your spiritual life. Next, it's about patience. David knew the importance of waiting on God's timing. He wasn't just patient in his actions, he was patient in his heart. He trusted that God had a plan for him, even when things didn't make sense. Can you do the same? Can you trust that your path to prosperity might take longer than you expect, but that every step is leading you closer to the destiny God has for you? Patience doesn't mean sitting idly by, waiting for things to happen. It means continuing to work, continuing to invest in yourself, continuing to make wise decisions, even when the results aren't immediate. It's the understanding that true wealth, whether financial, spiritual, or emotional, is built over time. Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to trust the process, even when it feels slow? Now, let's talk about relationships. We've seen how King David surrounded himself with wise counselors and strong relationships. He knew that his success wasn't his alone. It was built on the strength of the people around him. What about you? Who is walking alongside you on this journey? Who are the people in your life that are pushing you to be better, to go further, to stay on the path God has set for you? If you don't have those people in your life yet, that's okay. But now is the time to seek them out. You are not meant to walk this path alone. The Bible is full of stories of people who achieved greatness, not because they did it on their own, but because they had the right people guiding them, supporting them, and encouraging them along the way. So, who do you need to reach out to? Who can you learn from, and who can you help in return? And then there's health, the foundation of everything. Without it, all the wealth in the world is meaningless. Without it, you won't have the energy, the focus, or the resilience to pursue your goals. How are you taking care of yourself? Are you honoring your body as a temple of the Holy Spirit? Are you feeding your mind with positivity, with wisdom, and with spiritual nourishment? Your health isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual as well. If you're feeling burnt out, exhausted, or overwhelmed, it's time to prioritize rest and restoration. King David often retreated to quiet places to pray, to rest, to restore his soul. Are you doing the same? Because success without peace is not true success. You deserve to live a life of abundance in every area, but that starts with taking care of yourself from the inside out. Finally, we come to mentorship. One of the most powerful lessons we've learned from King David is the value of having wise, experienced mentors. David didn't try to figure everything out on his own. He sought counsel, he listened to advice, and he surrounded himself with people who could guide him. What about you? Who is mentoring you on your path to success? And just as important, who are you mentoring? Prosperity isn't just about achieving wealth or success for yourself. It's about helping others along the way. It's about passing on the wisdom you've gained so that others can benefit from your journey. Are you ready to take on the role of a mentor? Because the truth is, the more you help others succeed, the more success will come back to you. It's a biblical principle that has stood the test of time. Give, and it will be given to you. Luke 6 verse 38. So now, it all comes down to this. What will you do with everything you've learned? Will you let this knowledge sit in your mind, unacted upon? Or will you commit here and now to applying these biblical lessons to your life, knowing that they will lead you to the prosperity you desire? Because here's the truth, God wants you to prosper. He wants you to live a life of abundance, not just financially, but in every area of your life. But He also wants you to do it the right way, through wisdom, patience, discipline, and trust in His plan. Are you ready to step into that life of prosperity? Are you ready to take the lessons we've discussed and make them the foundation of everything you do? Imagine what your life could look like if you fully committed to these principles. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are walking in alignment with God's plan for your life. Imagine the joy of seeing your hard work and dedication pay off, not just in material wealth, but in deeper relationships, better health, and a stronger connection to God. This is the life you were created for. And here's the best part. It's within your reach. Every step you take today, every decision you make, every action you commit to, it's all leading you toward that life of abundance. But it starts with one simple choice, the choice to take action. So what will you do? Will you continue to dream of prosperity, or will you start living it? Will you let fear, doubt, or hesitation hold you back, or will you trust in the wisdom of God's word and move forward with confidence? The choice is yours. And remember, you're not doing this alone. God is with you every step of the way. He's guiding you, providing for you, and preparing the path ahead of you. All you have to do is follow His lead, apply these principles, and watch as your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. This is your moment. The path to prosperity is before you. All you have to do is take the first step.